Shabbat Shalom to all of you. This is the last Shabbat of the Jewish New Year. And then tomorrow we are going to be excited. We're going to say Lashana Tova, Umeteka, that it has a good year and be sweet. Lashana Tova, Tikatevu, your name be written, and then almost getting close to Gemar, to Yom Kippur, we're going to say Lashana Tova, Gemar Hativa. Hatima Tova. And we are going to be ready to talk about, and then the day of Yom Kippur, we are going to have long faces and showing who has fast longer, you know? And Mildred going to, and we don't go anywhere doing that. Has become almost a game, a play. Well, we need to be careful about those things. We need to be careful about that. We do not substitute the scriptures for traditions. The Mesorah is good. It's pointed to the Creator. But when it takes us away from the Creator and give us the idea that is because our merits, then we need to be very careful. And there are so many times that in a very special way, we are deceived. Religion is very, very dangerous. I was just listening to a rabbi, a fellow, that he was talking, religion is dangerous, you know? And it's very interesting. He is ultra-Orthodox rabbi, and he's talking about, again, religion. Then, and finally, I was listening to him and I said, I think he is understanding my message, or what we are doing. Because, you see, sometimes we don't realize, but we are a people of traditions. We follow traditions. Check in your house how many traditions you have without you realizing. You know, from the moment that you get up to the moment that you go to bed. And you're going to see that you already have a pattern. And with all of us, we do that. Then if the tradition pointed to me, to the Creator, I say, go ahead, it's good. Okay? But you always be clear, that's the tradition. Those things don't substitute the Word of God. This year, and you know, the festival that we're going to celebrate this tomorrow in the evening is called Yom Teruah, the blowing of the shofar. You know, and Rosh Hashanah is a midrash. Okay, it is an explanation of our elders, our sages, about the creation of the world, when the Creator finally created Adam and Eve. You know, this is the whole story that they have, and then they start saying that it's a new year. You know, I don't know if you know, but in Judaism, rabbinical Judaism, we have 4 years, 4 new years, I'm sorry. And, you know, and if something new comes, we are going to have another new year. We can create new years. But if we go through the Torah, the new year is the first of Nisan. You know? That's very clear. We see it in Shemot, in the book of Exodus. But what is more important? Your tradition or God's word? That's the question. You know, and we need to constantly search our hearts and look within ourselves and see if we are doing right or we are doing wrong. And the only one that can clear our eyes, of course, is the Creator. Well, you have heard me so many times the same thing. You know, I have heard from some of you saying, Rabbi, you repeat to yourself too much, and I am tired to hear you the same thing. And my question is always, are you putting in practice? And that's the problem. Many of us, we are listeners. but are not doers. And we kids all the time almost entertain. You know? Oh, how beautiful he spoke that day. Oh, what excellent teachings. Okay, what are you going to do with them? You know, are you going to keep in your pocket? You know? And we keep doing that day after day after day. Right now, I have been bombarded by certain people. They love to talk about the Aharim Yamin, the last days. Everybody, do you know how the world is going? Do you know what is going to happen? Right now, you have around the world right now, here in Montreal, just yesterday, this manifestation or proclamation about the environment. That little girl from Sweden, a very special girl, she has certain problem, but it's not the problem that she has. It's what they give it to her. They have made it almost a goddess. Exalted her. Yeah, she has good things to say, you know, but there are extremes. They are not rational in many ways, and sometimes, you know, but have been exalted. And they have somebody to admire. We as human beings, we are going back to idolatry in a very fast thread. Well, here today, this parasha, Nitzavim, is standing up. You know, it is a very important thing to understand this word Nitzav, that means standing, and comes from the word monument, you know. It's something that you stand up and you become like a witness. You're going to be doing, not only you are standing up before now and you're listening, well, you are going to be doing this, because if you don't do it, there are consequences. And this is what the Creator called you about. He doesn't punish you. And one thing, to other religions, do you know that in Judaism, there is no determinism? You know, what it means with this idea of determinism? Determinism means that your fate has been already sealed. Doesn't matter if you try or you don't try, you are already sealed for life. You know? And they have taken away the greatest gift that the Creator has given us as human beings in comparison to the rest of his creation. Not even the most advanced animals, they have what we have. Bechirah of she, free will. But we do not understand it. We don't understand it because if we understand Bechirah of she, something that is amazing to me, is how the Creator, blessed be his name, restricted himself to us as human beings. Not even the angels have that capabilities that we have. You know, we can be disobedient. We can do whatever we wanted. And he never forces us, because it's our decision. You know, that's what I call a true love, a loyalty. You know, I always say in this way, you know, if there is a couple that's going to get married, one is with a pistol over his or her head, and they say, if you say no, we kill you, you know, then they get married. That is a right marriage? That is a right covenant? You cannot do that by force. True marriage is two people coming willingly, doing a covenant. And that is the true marriage with the Creator. It's a true covenant. And it's not enforced. And many religions, they teach you by fear, you know, by force, by many ways, or by succulent prices, rewards that you can get if you say yes. Everything is, I'm going to buy you, or I'm going to force you. I put fear, or I put you rewards. You know, if you walk with God, you're going to see this, and you're going to get this, and you're going to get that, and you're going to be prosperous, and you're going to be happy the rest of your life. But if you don't do it, you go to hell. You're going to be destroyed. You're going to be miserable. And sometimes the reality is that we see the most evil people that have less hardships than the good people. You know, and you start questioning, you say, what kind of God is this that allows the evil ones to prosper and the good ones don't prosper? Because we look in totally different way. What we do not know is about what exactly is going on in each one of these people. But the Creator knows, and knows that. Then, the beginning of this parasha, Nitzavim, standing up, we are going to stand up, but who is going to name those ones who are going to standing up before the Creator? And about what? He starts with telling us, he say, Aten Nitzavim Hayon Kulchen Lifnei Adonai Elohechem Racheichem Chivteichem Sikeneichem Bechotreichem. He's putting there that it's going to be all the highest in the heads of the tribes. They're going to have the officers. They're going to have the elders. You know, so that, let me put it in this way to today. The who is who. Government in the world. The who is going to be in the top. And then goes the other side. He talks about children and women. It's very interesting in the scripture to put children and women, because at that time, we need to talk in the context of the time that was given. At that time, children and women were the ones that had less power than anybody else. They were totally dependent on these big things. No? And then added, look, put children, women, children, and the foreigner, the outsider, the one that supposedly is not an Israelite, the one that supposedly is a foreigner that doesn't have blue blood. There are two. And then, to close this group of people, he's going to give two professions. At that time, you need to understand at that time, today, you can think what you think is the lowest of the lowest jobs or work that you can do. That's what I'm putting here. The lowest of the lowest of the lowest. Those ones who pick the wood and those ones who bring the water. You need to look at in the perspective of that time with the perspective of today, and you're going to see that he's talking from the top to the lowest, and in between those ones who they don't have even voice. And all of them are standing that day. They are going to be the ones that are going not only listening, but are going to receive, and they have received the Torah, the Word of God. And that covenant not only will be for those who they are there standing in that moment, but for the generations that are going to come forever. That means for you and me, it's still valid, this covenant. Okay? Remember, this covenant. And the covenant that I'm talking about to you is not the Torah. Again, repeat to you, it's not the 613 that our Rabbi has given to us. It's the 10 commandments. I asked somebody last week, he would say, but what only the 10 commandments? What about the others? And I asked this question to this person. In the ark, in the Aron Kodesh, what is inside the Aron Kodesh that they take it everywhere in the Mishkan? And he said, the Bible. And I ask him, where in the scriptures say the Bible? Where it say the tablets? And I say, where were in the tablets? The Ten Commandments. But that represents the whole Torah. Represents. And this is how, little by little, we take away the strength, the force of the Word of God, and we are diluting little by little. Instead to understand that the basic Ten Commandments are the ones that are giving this covenant not only for Israel, but for all the world, for everybody. Okay, that's what I have been teaching you all this year. But now I would like to go to the end of chapter 30, the ending of this parasha. And I'm going to read for you from from this version, the translation times, verse 30, verse 15, chapter 30, verse 15 to the end, okay? I'm going to start to give a little bit of background to the reading from verse 11. Now, depending which translation you have, because this is why sometimes translation can be misleading, because they have what I call it they have their own agenda, you know? Because, look, in verse 11 say, in the Hebrew say, Ki hamizbah, haso asher. And many translations say, because of this law. Okay, and what I really say is from this commandment, okay, I am laying down for you today that is neither too hard or is beyond your reach. It is not in heaven, so that you need to wonder who will go, you know, who will go to heaven for us to bring us down, and that we can hear and put it in practice, to keep it, shomer, to keep it. Okay? That noise beyond the seas, so that you need to wonder who is going to cross the ocean, who is going to go beyond to bring it to you in order that you can keep it again. Okay? Who will cross the ocean to hear and practice? No. The word, okay, look at what we say, huh? The word is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart. That is almost it's a idiomatic expression. You know, you have in your heart that is your being, you know, and in your mouth because it comes already there. You can repeat it. You cannot forget it. You know, in your mouth, and for you to put in practice. In other words, these 10 commandments are not impossible. Other religions that teach you that it is impossible for a human being to keep the commandments of God. It's impossible. Then you start thinking, you know, what is God do we have? He's playing tricks with us. You know, he gives us something that we cannot keep it, and then he demands on us to keep it. Do you think that's rational? But that's religion. And then, but God is tricking you, but he's going to make other ways, and in that way, don't worry. You don't need to be responsible. goes against our Creator's revelation. Because giving us Bechirah of She, free will, he gave us Kavanah, what is the intention of our hearts. And that's where comes responsibility in between these two. Free will and intention is a responsibility. That means that whatever happens that we do is a responsibility. He is not forcing us. He's giving us the freedom. You do it or you don't do it, it's up to you. Then comes here. Okay? Verse 15. This is the background, and now look at the ending, how he ends. Look today. I am offering you two ways, basically. Life and good. And death and evil. Some version they translated, I'm going to offer you life and prosperity. You know, prosperity sounds very nice or good, you know. And death or hell or, disaster or destruction, all those things. Yeah? They want to scare you. That's scaring you. I call it a scaring tactic. By the way, that is religious people and politicians. Let me make here a pause. A politician put a lot of honey in his mouth and tell you all that you want to hear. And then he's going to tell you all the evil things that are going to happen if you don't elect him. Okay? And then you start shaking. The religious people, they tell you, I am giving you these rules and regulations. If you follow, everything is going to be honky-dory for you. But if you don't do it, like we say in Spanish, chicharrón. What I mean is, you are fried in the oven. Okay? And we need to be careful to listen to those people. Because that is scary tactics. Prosperity from one side and scary tactics from the other side. You know, and you are in between these two fires. You know, and then, I better follow, because it's like I call it the complex or the idea of the lottery. You know, a wishful thinking. And the Creator is not a lottery, he's not a gambler. Continue, you know. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I am laying down to you today, and if you love the Lord your God and follow his ways, if you keep his commandments, and here, please underline this, because it's very important. I have been teaching you this, and the translations are terrible. In the Hebrew say, I have given you your mitzvot, hukim, and mishpatim. And that's how I told you how the Ten Commandments are divided. Mitzvot, the relationship with the Creator, hukim, the relationship with myself, and mishpatim, the Adam Havero, or the relationship with my neighbor. Okay? This is my obligation with my neighbor. And say, and you will live and grow numerous, okay? If you keep my commandments and my hukims and my mishpatim, you will live and grow numerous. And the Lord your God will bless you in the country which you are about to enter and make your own. That is telling to this generation. And you need to understand when he talks to the generation. That generation is the one that's going to get in the promised land. I like what Dennis just mentioned about the exile. Excellent illustration, and I hope that you apply to what I am talking to right now. Okay? And then, when you are going to enter about your own. But if your heart turns away, if you refuse to listen, and if you let yourself to be drawn into worshiping other gods and serving them, I tell you, Hayom, today, you will most certainly, you will die. Now, I want to make here a pause, because here, death doesn't mean you are going to be exterminated in the same that we see today, you know. I ended my life, and now I go to the cemetery. You know, I'm going to be put in this. Here, when he says you're going to die, it's a spiritual death. It's a death in which, what I call it, the zombies. You understand what a zombie is, no?
Living dead.
A living death. That's what you're going to be the rest of your life. And you can come out of this state of being a zombie if you return to God, going back. Because look at what he said. Continue. I tell you today that you will certainly, you die, but you will not live for long in the country which you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. In other words, I send you on vacation. You are going to be exiled. That's the reason I repeat that. What good was the message of about exile, because apply that idea. Okay? Today, country which you are crossing the Jordan and enter to possess. Today, Hayom, I call heaven and earth. In other words, I bring two witnesses before you. He's going to use this term before. I'm going to use that. Two witnesses. And those witnesses don't pass away. They are forever. Heaven and earth, they are there. And he say, I call today to witness against you. I am offering you, look, I am offering you, I am giving to you life and death. Now, let me ask you this question, this simple question right now before I continue. If somebody say, right now, do you want to be alive or you want to be dead? Only those who would like to commit suicide would say dead, no? Or those who are very, very upset of their life, their life doesn't have any reason for it to live, they want death. But you are full of life. You would say death. You're not crazy. We are not crazy. We want to live. We want to have something that is relevant, that is really good for us. We would like to be in a community. We are people. We are families. You know, all together, living together, enjoying, being not to be frustrated, not to be zombies. No. Life or death. Life or death also means blessings or curses. Last week I told you about what blessings and curses mean. You know, blessing means the satisfaction that are you doing what is right, the sense of accomplishment. Right now we are going to celebrate something very good. The morning we have one of our members just finished her exams and graduate, and we are so proud of her, you know. And we have Rhonda is going to have, it's her birthday today. She's a Rosh Hashanah baby, and she's very serious. She doesn't smile to me. Anyway, but we have blessings, things that we rejoice, that we enjoy, that we have togetherness with us. You know, and when we are going through difficult times, that look like curses. But the curses are for us to wake us up. You know, many of us, we love to commiserate ourselves and say, oh, poor of me, oh, poor of me, oh, poor of me. And they don't see all the blessings that they have around themselves, all the joy that God can give it to them, because they are only concentrated on one thing, myself. you're going to see one thing. More miserable you are when you concentrate on yourself. And say here, I give you blessings of courage. Choose life. Look at other religions, deterministic. The will of God is done. You cannot do anything about it. It's already written. You are done. And here, the Creator is saying to you, choose life. He is already in charge of your destiny. Why He give you the opportunity to choose? Doesn't matter what you decide that you do, you've already decided. Today we see that in politics constantly, when people decided that somebody is guilty even before giving the opportunity to see the proof or to see the facts. Because we already decided. But the Creator doesn't do that. He gives you the opportunity to come out, to go through, and to present yourself in the right way. I give it to you. Choose life. Then, so that you and your descendants can have life. Please, think about this. The importance of your life. The consequences of your descendants. How many of us have committed a lot of mistakes that has affected our descendants, our children, and our children's children? And we feel terrible. That means that's the end? No. Because our God is the God of the beginning again. And He's always giving us a second chance to make it right. And that's what we call it, to return. And returning means teshuvah. And what it means teshuvah? Teshuvah is to acknowledge what we have done wrong. First of all, it's acknowledgement. I mean, you need to be transparent. Yes, I did wrong. The second step of teshuvah, what it means, is to restoration. To restore the evil that you have done or the wrong thing that you have done. Sometimes it's impossible, by the way. But at least you acknowledge and you're trying to do what is right. And doing that, you have the real korban. That is you before the Creator. What I mean korban, you get closer and approach the Creator. The Creator is with you with open arms. Not doing this, like many of us we like it, but totally the contrary. He is opening our arms and holding us back. And He wants the best for us. That is true relationship with God. And this is the time of the year that we have the luxury to come and do all of that. Acknowledgement of our wrongdoings, restoring what we have done wrong, and approach and be closer to the Creator. Finally, we finish to say, choose life, and then you and your descendants will live in the love of the Lord your God, obeying His voice, holding fast to Him, for this is your life consists on and depends on the on the length of time that you stay in the country with the Lord, who swore to your ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In other words, the promise of God never changes. He is constant. The one that we change are us. And that's the beauty thing that's so beautiful that we can understand at this time of the year. That He is waiting for us, but he's not forcing us. He is not pushing us. Only that we need to acknowledge. I'm going to challenge all of you because I am challenged myself. I told you that we are the bisagra, no? The middle commandment, the hukim of the Ten Commandments, the Shabbat, and the honor father and mother, that is part of us. And that makes us a relationship with the Creator and makes us a relationship with our neighbors. I say, this is the time that we have to look within ourselves and to really be honest with ourselves. I say it and repeat myself in this way. Many of us, we follow formulas. Many of us, we follow what other people do. And sometimes without even thinking what we're doing. The Creator is not impressed about formulas. The Creator is not impressed about forms. The Creator is not impressed about externals. The Creator looks at your heart and look at your kavanah, at your intention. That is what He wants to see in you, in me, in us. And this is the best time of the year that we have to say, Hineni, I am here, and I'm going to do the real teshuvah, to dwell and to be with the Creator. Shabbat Shalom.